Thank you everyone for the chance to make a presentation here, especially Andy and Sean and the team at UCANR. I know they've been working hard. We have had, bi-weekly calls with this team for months now, certainly as we got into dealing with COVID and all the changes that brought. Many discussions about how to proceed, and their response and kind of nimble move to the online format has really been inspirational for us. And so again, thank you, Andy and Sean and everyone, for making time for us. So my name is Josh Metz. I currently serve as the executive officer at the Fort Ord Reuse Authority. On this picture up on the screen, Fort Ord is kind of located down the end of the beach there in the fog, and right on the Monterey Bay. And we have been working now for 26 years on the reuse of Fort Ord as a civilian, educationally centered new community. And within that, we have focused on economic development and come to focus on this area we describe as drones, automation, and robotics technology as a forward-looking path to provide for opportunities for education, entrepreneurship, innovation, and employment for the community. And so that's why we're involved here today. You guys have been spending the last few days talking about different applications of drone technology in agriculture, flying over vineyards and other crops. Certainly those same technologies can be are applied in public safety applications widely. You see this more and more. Chris Bly, my partner here, has experience using drones like this, looking at wind power stations like this to find areas needing attention for maintenance and rehab. We have here in the Monterey Bay region a wealth of marine focused research happening, like at the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute. And there they develop tools like this one that allow for remote ocean going sensing for science and other applications. As well, here we have a long history of national defense installations, including the Naval Postgraduate School, the Naval Research Lab, the Presidio of Monterey, and others. And indeed, we now have a growing economy in supporting the urban air mobility segment, mostly represented by our friends at Joby Aviation. You'll be hearing from Amy Gross a little bit later today as she talks about their exciting concepts and projects that are underway in our area. And we talk about this both in terms of the technology itself, but perhaps more importantly to people, the people that it takes to build and implement and innovate to bring these technologies forward and to create the applications that have value for society. And we think about the engineering folks who will get into the wiring of different electronic parts, but also the folks who might be doing what a lot of you all are focused on, which is how to use these tools to bring value to people through analysis of data and repeat applications in farm and natural resource applications, for example. So the DART initiative emerged out of a collaboration that started back in 2017, where Chris Bly and I got together in response to this UAS integration pilot program call from the FAA. And what that did was it helped us establish relationships around the region of common interest, demonstrated a real demand for access to testing facilities, and raised awareness about this market. while we were not successful in gaining that designation at the Marina Airport, we were successful in building that network and have since kind of pivoted that momentum to where we are today with this initiative. And so we have a number of partnerships that have been established, and we have been since 2017 working to grow a innovation cluster in the Monterey Bay region and attract talent and investment and research and education focused on the application and development of new tools in these areas. The vision that we have is to bring together and foster coordination between industry, government, academia, and practitioners in drone automation / autonomy. So this is autonomous mobility and robotics technologies to pursue opportunities for regional advancement, innovation, and economic development. And we talk about aligning industry, academia, and government towards this future growth sector as a way to provide a strategic path for all these various partners and partner sectors. The mission that we've developed here is to establish and facilitate a world-class drone automation, autonomy, robotics, technology development, testing, and manufacturing cluster in the region through primarily connecting and convening stakeholders to coordinate activities and projects, identifying, pursuing, and securing public and private funding, hosting industry and educational forums, and advocating for safe and appropriate market facilities and airspace access. So Chris is going to talk a lot about that. You'll hear from other of our board members after me that will also talk about some of the exciting things happening in and around the Monterey Bay region. So we wanted to be on here today. You know, historically with the Drone Camp, we have partnered our symposium with this event, but due to COVID, we wanted to give a little time to understand the landscape a little better, and then in October come together in an online symposium to focus on innovation and recovery, with this idea that there'll be many learnings and applications that can be brought forward to help in a post-COVID environment. Talk about pandemic adaptation, but also some other key areas of focus that we know are important both locally, regionally, and nationally: fire risk response and recovery, urban air mobility, national defense and agriculture, conservation and climate change, education and workforce, entrepreneurship and innovation. So lots of topics. The idea is that we'll conduct this symposium throughout the course of a week with 2-hour blocks twice a day. So there'll be a lot of opportunity to check in and get what you want to focus on. And then this will all be recorded and posted on our website, of course, montereybay.org. Just a quick rundown of some of our partnerships in place. Drone Camp is here, chief among them. We work closely with CSU Monterey Bay, which on this annual cycle of innovation, which is a series of events that happen throughout the year to cultivate entrepreneurship and activities in that area. And that's open widely to folks throughout the state. And so feel free to look at that, startupmontereybay.org. We're working with Joby Aviation, the city of Marina, and UC Santa Cruz on this bold vision here for a significant new manufacturing facility that would be located at the Marina Airport and directly adjacent to UC-owned property. Currently, we're supporting all sorts of efforts to ensure that Joby can thrive here, including the pursuit of a workforce development concept that would be potentially located on UC Santa Cruz property. Chris will tell you about his facility at Airspace Integration. Anyone looking to make a visit out to the Monterey Bay might find a nice little place to sit on and fly your drone while looking out at the bay here. Chris will tell you all about that. We have a partnership with the U.S. Naval Research Lab, focused on some high-grade radar systems that will be available, data flows for data collection and collaboration in research. We also have active partnerships with the Naval Postgraduate School, and they have a series of avenues for researchers and private industry to collaborate and access these facilities. And these are just a few of the examples of things that are happening around here that we hope you all might have interest in and seek to join us, at least for our symposium, if not other activities throughout the year. So just a reminder, this is our symposium, October 19th through the 23rd. You can find it at montereybaydart.org. And now I'll pass it over to Chris Bly, who's going to tell you a little bit more about what he's got going on. And you'll hear from other members of our DART board on some exciting things that I've just touched on briefly. So thank you for the opportunity to speak. And Chris, the floor is yours.
Okay, Josh. Hey, thanks a lot for that overview. That was really useful there as a background. And so yeah, I'm a Santa Cruz based entrepreneur. I started a company called Rope Partner back in 2001. And we used, what I loved doing was rock climbing at the time, and then transitioned that into a business. And so what we did was rappelled down large wind turbine rotor blades for inspection, maintenance, and repair. And so that was very successful, but I'm always looking for the new thing. And I was introduced to the drone world. And the question came up is like, why are we spending all this time to climb up to the top of these things, rappel down to have a look? We could put a camera on a drone and get much more accurate information. And so I ended up starting another company called Inspect Tools that focuses on just that. So inspecting wind turbine rotor blades, but then also we got involved with solar panels as well. So inspecting those over a large area and then aggregating that information and feeding it back as a information to the asset managers on these projects. But over the past couple of years, I grew these companies and then they were acquired, which is kind of a dream of an entrepreneur. And now I'm into working in the drone space and participated in Drone Camp over the past days. And I see the value of GIS and using drones to collect information, and want to help other entrepreneurs out doing this, but in alignment with universities, private industries, and government, as Josh explained. So where I'm currently at now is at the Monterey Bay Academy, which is right on the coast of the Monterey Bay. And we have a 400-acre property here with a grass landing field right on the coast, as you can see in this image. And what we do here is have a handful currently of private companies that are using drones for research and development in agriculture, heavy lifters, applications over the bay. So we're kind of in this sweet spot for doing this work. So it's really super exciting. And as Josh also mentioned, you're welcome to come down for a visit if using this location sounds interesting to you. We have agriculture growers in the area and on our property, and that could be very valuable in different types of research. So with that, I'd like to pass it over to Amy Gross with Joby Aviation, and she'll give you a little update on what she's up to. Are you there, Amy?
She was there.
I'm here.
Okay, there she is.
Sorry.
Great.
Sorry. I'm here. I'm just actually looking for the PowerPoint that I have put together, but I will find it. I can share the screen, right, Chris?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Let me do that. Sorry, everyone. this will stop. So you're going to stop sharing?
Yeah, here we go.
All righty. Can everyone see the Joby Aviation?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now that we're there. Hi, everyone. My name is Amy Gross, and I am the Sustainability Manager for Joby Aviation. Joby Aviation is a local tech company building an all-electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft here on the Central Coast. We started in Bonnie Doon, but we are currently building our manufacturing facilities in Marina at the Marina Municipal Airport. And I met Josh and Chris through this process of coming here to Marina and Joby being a presence, and it's been wonderful. Joby came together about 10 years ago to solve this problem, to improve the way that we are moving around in cities. We waste 1 billion hours a day in traffic with increased congestion and longer commute times and rising emissions. We felt compelled to do something. And given that there's no sustainable infrastructure in place, it was really tricky to think of a way to help people to move around in the urban environment without taking to the skies. So we developed and built our all-electric vertical takeoff and landing S4. This is our full-size prototype. This was a photograph just recently taken in our Bonnie Doon facility. Here's another picture of it on the side. It's all electric and tailpipe emissions free. We are very vertically integrated, so most of the parts are built by all Joby employees, from the motors to the batteries to the skins to the wings, everything. There's a lot of new technology. It's very safe. There's lots of redundancy built into the model. It seats 4 passengers and a pilot. It's quiet, electric, fast, and we like to think that we can make this economical. Picture an air taxi, sort of like an Uber for the skies. So when you needed to get from one place to another in a city or somewhere to where your car's parked to get you closer to home, you would basically be able to call your VTOL from your phone, go up to the rooftop, and take a VTOL taxi. And that is our mission. We want to deliver an elevated perspective on mobility that prioritizes the health of our cities and the value of your time. We were founded in 2009 by Joby Bever, and you can see our 3 different sites. One is in our original founding site in Bonnie Doon, and then we have our batteries are built actually in San Carlos, and now we are building our manufacturing facilities in Marina, the municipal airport. Toyota recently invested $500 million in our company, and so we're fortunate enough to have some money and some bandwidth to continue to build our program. This is the Marina Municipal Airport. I'm not sure if everyone's familiar with it, and this is just kind of an overview of our dream, but we currently are leasing some of these hangars, and we're doing composite manufacturing, machining, additive and subtractive machining in these buildings right now. We are building a 55,000 square foot aviation tent where we'll be doing more composite manufacturing, painting, and vehicle integration. That will be online in a couple of months. And our ultimate goal is to build a 580,000 square foot manufacturing facility that would take up the rest of this footprint for the most part. And in doing that, we are going to need to develop a workforce that we can grow here on the Central Coast. That's our dream, and that's one of the reasons we love collaborating with organizations like DART and with the university. We need people that can do composite layups and welding, painting, vehicle integration, electronic type wiring, robotics, CAD drawings. There's kind of a whole slew of things that a whole slew of areas that we need to hire people in and develop this workforce. So that's what we're hoping to do here. And we are currently hiring. We have over 100 positions open. So if you're interested or if you want to learn more about us, we will be at the Symposium. So you can reach out to us there. There will be some other of my coworkers that are more of the aircraft pilot people that you can talk to if you're interested in that. Feel free, to go to our website. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you or speaking with you again at the symposium. That's our team. Our goal is to save 1 billion people an hour a day. Thanks.
Awesome, Amy. That was a great overview, and really, I can't tell you how many times in Santa Cruz I see people wearing Joby Aviation jackets around, and so I'll be really keen on having you guys play a bigger part in the region.
Great.
So yeah, and then the next person we have is Thomas. Are you there, Thomas?
Andrea's here.
I am.
Okay, great. Yeah. So do you want to say some words? Because I know workforce development is really important in what you're working on.
Yeah. So let's see where to start. I have been in and around the Silicon Valley area for about 35 years. I spent 20 to 25 years starting and selling companies in the Valley. I retired when I was 40. I started building rockets and spacecraft in my garage, which kind of got out of control, and joined up with a bunch of folks, Elon and Branson and Bezos and a bunch of others, to go reboot the US space industry. Spent about 10, 15 years doing that, most recently through a nonprofit foundation I have called Mavericks. Got roped into finally actually starting a commercial rocket company. It's actually, in the background here is one of the vehicles up in Kodiak, Alaska. We built 2 launch sites. My real interest and area to bring to the Monterey Bay area is kind of threefold with what we're doing with Mavericks. So I've left the rocket company. They're off and making money and looking to compete with Elon. And so that's all good. But I'm looking to bring both next generation design and manufacturing workforce development to the Monterey Bay area, both in terms with partnering with academic institutions to help them kind of bridge the knowledge gap between what industry is doing today and needs and kind of what's currently being taught in academia. So we kind of want to bridge a lot of that. So there's a big learning curve, I think, there for lots of people, and we want to help produce this next workforce for companies like Joby in the area. We are also working to integrate space and space-based assets with autonomous systems, both at sea and on the land, and also in the air. And so we have a variety of different technologies and projects that we'll be working with and collaborating with university researchers, and as well as individual entrepreneurs, and looking to also kind of hook up with Chris at the Aerospace Integration Group in trying to facilitate a startup area, and try and help a lot of young companies kind of get going in the Bay Area, or in the Monterey Bay Area as well. So I recently just joined the DART team here on the board, so I'm kind of new kid on the block. So I'm kind of learning the ropes from Josh and Chris, but I'm looking forward to the symposium stuff we're going to do coming up in the fall, and I think we're going to have some pretty exciting announcements with some partnerships we've put together with Siemens Automation, and also with Dassault, and also with Microsoft and Amazon. So stay tuned for some of that. Some pretty exciting things in the fall to come.
Exciting, Tom. Hey, thanks a lot. That was an excellent overview as well. And the workforce side of things is critical in what we're doing. So very important. And then next, we're going to move over to UC Santa Cruz and Andrea.
Hi, everyone. My name is Andrea Pesci, and I'm the Director of Industry Alliances and Intellectual Property Licensing at UC Santa Cruz. I'm going to share my screen. While I'm sharing, I manage some of the innovation and entrepreneurship activities at UC Santa Cruz, as well as industry partnerships. And I just wanted to mention briefly that the university has a number of support programs for innovation and entrepreneurship that tie our research strengths to the community, such as environmental sustainability and biosciences. And recently, we've been working with DART to build out our latest effort to support innovation and entrepreneurship in AI, robotics, and mobility. Also, that isn't exclusive from ag tech and marine science and conservation, which are our other focuses for MBEST. a new center called the Monterey Bay Education, Science, and Technology Center. It's actually not new, but our initiative to build in these areas is new. So DART has been a critical partner in supporting industry partnering opportunities, as well as other academic partnering opportunities, such as CSUMB and NPS and Naval Postgraduate School for this area of growth at UCANR-IGIS and just in general. These areas are growing areas of strength for the university and of course for our community. So as I mentioned, the center, AMBEST, it's actually adjacent to the Marina Airport, right next to Joby as well, there on Reservation Road and Injun Parkway, right on the corner there. And the university hopes to make this an interdisciplinary research and multi-sector hub for the 3 focus areas. And we see a lot of promise in sort of, the DART realm of technologies, especially focused down in Marina where AMBEST is located. So you can expect to hear more from our faculty, our grad students, and our chancellor in October.
Great, Andrea. That's good background information, and the UCANR-IGIS facility is really phenomenal with a lot of area there for growth and development in these areas. So really exciting times. So bringing us to that general area a little more is that we also have Brad Barbeau on. Are you there, Brad?
I am here.
Cal State University, Monterey Bay.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Chris and Andrea and everybody. Cal State Monterey Bay, we have the Institute for Innovation and Economic Development. I am the executive director of that. That is our entrepreneurship institute at the university. And, oops, start my video. Okay, there we go. So you can see who I am. Thank you. We run a whole set of entrepreneurship programs at the university, and DART, since its beginning, has been an integral partner with us on all of our programs. We run 4 events each year. A hackathon that we run in the fall is a startup weekend we run in the winter, startup challenge, new venture competition in the spring, and then in the fall, our actual next event coming up in late September, the Startup Investment and Community Capital Expo. Joshua Resnick of Parallel Flight Technologies is going to be one of the presenters at that event. We see DART and drones as being really important to the region. 2 of the largest largest clusters, if you will, in the region are, one is of course ag and ag tech. The ag business in the Salinas Valley is one of the largest in the world. The Salinas Valley itself actually produces more agriculture than the entire state of Georgia produces. And ag tech is becoming increasingly important there, and drones are very much a part of the ag tech world. And then there's marine tech, which has been using underwater drones for quite a long time. So we see the drone technology, and now with the addition of Joby and also at the Naval Postgraduate School, NPS has a whole set of programs around drones, some of which are accessible to the public. So it's a really important and rapidly growing technology in this area, and I see this area becoming a global center for development of drone technology and applications over the next several years. Cal State University Monterey Bay is also going to be starting a mechatronics program, a mechatronics engineering program. It's a little ways down the road, a couple of years down the road. There's a building that they need to build first. but that is also going to be a big support to the area, and including CSUMB partnering with, where is he? Tom is not on here now, but with Tom Atchison and the Mavericks program to do the advanced manufacturing that is going to be increasingly necessary for this. So we're excited to be a part of DART and the whole world of drones. We're excited to have drone camp happening, and we would love to see all of you at the symposium this fall. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, great. Thanks a lot, Brad. So is there any internal questions that anybody has for each other? I mean, there's so many great things going on. It's hard to zero in on any one specific thing, but any questions anybody has?
I've been responding to a couple of questions on the chat window. There was someone who asked about registration for the symposium. We don't have registration open today. I'm realizing that might have been a good idea at this moment, but we do have a form on the symposium page, which we posted in the chat room. If for anyone who might be interested in being part of a presentation during the symposium, we have a form for interested presenters. I did notice we got one from it looks like a gentleman up in Santa Rosa with some interesting views of the Tubbs fire recovery. So I'll look forward to seeing more about that. Definitely, you know, the focus on fire risk reduction and recovery is going to be a topic of great interest. As Brad noted, we have a growing startup here in the region called Parallel Flight Technologies, which is focused on kind of developing solutions for supporting wildfire response, and just the wide range of potential applications, you know, will be a subject. So if anyone's interested in joining on the basis of the topics that we outlined here today, feel free to submit a note through the form, and then we'll coordinate with Andy and Sean and the drone camp folks to be sure that when we do open registration, that we'll send out a push notification to all drone camp members. I would expect that would come out probably by the end of July or early August at the latest. And yeah, so I think you can also, of course, go to our website. There's a form for registration of email, and then we're on Twitter at Monterey Bay DART. That's our Twitter handle, at Monterey Bay DART. And yeah, I'd say that's, you know,
and there was also another question on, will it be virtual as well? And yes, it will be virtual. I feel there's also, I would like to do something here with demonstrations with some different drone vendors and sensors during that same time. So depending on where Cal State University Monterey Bay is at, or we could do it at our location here, would like to organize something like that during that time. So it'd be interesting if you all would like to participate in that as well, because I think seeing drones fly and seeing the data is pretty important. And then also, I just want to put a little pitch in from, I saw somebody say go slugs, and I'm a UC Santa Cruz graduate. So, and through one of the companies, we actually partnered with the university GIS department. And, you know, just to put a plug in for them, I'll put that, their website up here, which is CISR, Center for Integrated Spatial Research. And so they were really instrumental as a private company coming to them and saying, hey, we have this challenge, can we work together? So, you know, using the smarts of the university and developing a company is possible. We did it, and we want to do more of it and encourage more of it as well. So was there anything else that anybody wanted to add? We're all good?
Yep, think that about does it. We'll cut folks out for a couple extra minutes of lunch, and look forward to reconnecting with everyone in October, if not before, with our online symposium.
Thank you, guys. That was great. There's just as a kind of an endorsement. The last time or last year when we had the DART symposium, it exceeded my expectations. It was really, really well done. I've been to a number of drone conferences, and that was one of the very best. So thank you much.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Sean. Yeah, well, and then also kudos to you for the great drone camp this year, considering that you guys had to shift some big gears to make it happen online. So very impressive.
Thank you, Chris. Hey, take care of you all.